Watch this.
Oh, there you go.
You can't see it. Huh?
What do you say?
That you guys talk shit about me working out?
Because you don't.
I was built for speed, Jesse. Built for speed.
He said he was built for speed, and that's we know he's fast.
He finishes real quick.
It stained my skin.
Oh,
I
really?
put paint on my face and got all like, hell yeah, got into it. I washed my hands and they were like, if I had used green Sharpie on my hands, I could not wash it off. And I was like, dude, this is on my face. I was gray for like 2 days. Now give me a treat. Tell me your name and tell me where you're from.
Yeah, so my name's Greg Friedman. Been living here in Austin, Texas for about 6 years.
What do you do for work?
I run a design shop. I have a design agency.
What brings you to the barbershop?
Coming from New York, there's obviously a lot of really talented people there, including barbers and stylists. And so when I came to Austin, I was seeking that out, and you know, one thing led to another. Met Bob, and he's my go-to. So yeah, it's hard to find really good talent, and so when you find it, you got to stick with it.
I like it. Let's go have some fun. So Gregory, it's been a little while.
I know. How's it going? Good to see you.
It's going excellent. What would you like to do with the hair today?
It's a little overgrown, so I'd say you know, you do your magic, but maybe a little length on the top, and
Enjoying the length?
a little bit.
I agree. It's starting to cool off a little bit. I usually recommend or suggest that people keep a little bit more on than they normally do during the hotter months. But yeah, we'll measure it out, make sure we leave a little something. And then as far as the sizes go, we usually take it down to like a 1 at the very bottom and then just work it up.
Yeah,
It's cool.
One's
Yeah,
good.
just give it a nice little contrast from some length to shortness on the side. You cut your hair every once in a while in between, don't you?
Just you know, just trim it up a little.
Oh, okay.
Just the edges. Yeah.
Do I remember you saying that you cut your hair every once in a while?
Back in the day, I used
Back
to
in
do
the
it.
okay.
When it was one, I would just do one length and just take it with the razor.
Yeah, that's called
Fade on the sides.
All blade and no fade.
Yeah, there you go.
You guys have a nice Halloween?
Yeah, it was good.
And the
You
boys,
know,
they get dressed up, do anything cool?
they were like 4 night characters.
Okay.
It was chill, you know, Tuesday, so school night, but still had fun. The weather was cool, which was good.
Yeah, it didn't rain. Yeah, so my wife's birthday's on Halloween, so it's a full like week of activities, and now we dressed up. We sometimes we have multiple costumes. It's pretty cool. And this year it was kind of like last minute. So little dude got dressed up as one of the characters from the Pokemans, and then I did a real bootleg Frankenstein's monster. I'll show you guys. It stained my skin. I put paint on my face and got all like, hell yeah, got into it. Wow. And I washed my hands, and they were like, if I had used green Sharpie on my hands, I could not wash it off. And I was like, dude, this is on my face. I was gray for like 2 days.
No way.
Yeah. I'm gonna.
What's up with that? They didn't. It's not water soluble, I guess.
It's straight up like proper makeup and for costumes, and it totally jacked me up.
Oh my god, that's good though.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Man. And then I'll show you. Getting my drink on. Green face. Yeah, so that shit didn't come off.
Oh my god.
You've got this lovely platinum white hair, a little bit like residual auburn in there. What was your original hair color?
You know, people pay a lot of money for this color, right?
If I could pull off the Anderson Cooper look like yourself, I'd be a happy fucking camper, man.
Yeah, my hair was every color growing up. Let's say it started blonde, then brown, then red, then everything. And then I started going gray, I would say around like late 20s or, 30.
Was it I know that we're a little older now, we're a little bit more confident and wise and awesome. But when we were younger men, was that an issue for you? Like when you had the gray coming out?
You know, it always worked for me, I'd say. As you know, I was always of the mindset that as long as I have hair, I don't care what color it is.
Yeah, they say it's better for it to go gray than away. Speaking of going away, have we talked about what you got going on? What you got coming down the barrel?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Oh, we got some secret shit coming up. Y'all stay tuned. It's gonna be interesting. Let's say it has to do with the, not as gray, but a little bit of the away stuff.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, well, y'all have to like, subscribe, and tune in for more videos. Like, follow us on our journey. Do you do anything like purple shampoos or any of those like toner types of things to keep it looking nice and bright?
Actually, I don't. I mean, I've tried it, you know, just if it's laying around somewhere, if I've seen it, but no, actually I don't. Do you think that'd be a good option?
Those purple shampoos really do clean up any of the dinginess. You know, our hair is like these tiny little sponges, and you know, their hair will start to yellow, get a little dingy just from like pollution. If you're around smokers of any type, if you're just you know, any of the minerals and heavy metals in our water sources, it's there's all kinds of things that can affect that. And if you use some types of shampoos, like those purple ones, for example, it'll just brighten it up, clean it up, get rid of some of that dinginess that you don't even know you have, really.
I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
So what's new with you, Bob? You look like you've been working out a little.
The guys would disagree.
Really?
Here. Yeah, man, these guys talk all kinds of mad shit. But yes, I have been. Watch this.
Oh, there you go.
You can't see it.
What do you say?
That you guys talk shit about me working out.
Because you don't.
Like I said with these guys, no, you know how it is. We have to, guys at our age, just gotta stay moving, man.
Gravity starts working against us.
Oh yeah, it's a battle every day, man. My hip hurts, my thumb hurts, my elbow hurts. It's all kinds of stuff falling apart. But no, I still do jujitsu. I still lift my weights just to stay active. Got a couple new car projects.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the cars. What's going on with that?
Because I make so much money cutting hair, I just bought a brand new Porsche. A brand new Porsche to me. It's 17 years old and falling apart, but I got myself a...
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a Porsche Cayenne. I'm gonna have some fun with that. Yeah, everyone, I have fun telling people I buy a Porsche, and they're like, whoa. And I'm like, oh, dude, it was cheap.
Good for the family?
Good for me.
Good for you, yeah.
I like, you know me, I like working on old pieces of Euro crap and bringing them back to life.
It's great.
And I should have some fun with that one. Got an old vintage truck that I'm gonna do tooling around with too.
Is that the one I saw out in the lot or no?
No, that's our boy Slimes. That's Slimes' truck over here. He's also got great taste in vehicles.
It's a nice truck.
Yeah, little dude's in soccer right now. That's been fun.
Yeah, what league's he in?
It's one of the local ones. It's like pretty low level stuff. No one's getting scouted by the pros quite yet.
Is he into it?
Yeah, he's alright. He likes practice because he gets to just fart around with his friends, you know, and they get to goof off. And then game time, when they got to take it more seriously, he doesn't like it as much, which I think is hilarious. No, I think that's really important too for these kiddos. We have some rules at the house that we implement. For example, like he's gotta participate in a team activity. It could be band, it could be theater. Obviously, sports is an option because I want him to be accountable to other people. He doesn't show up, and the team suffers for it. The band doesn't have an instrument. theater, they're missing a player that's like, he's got to show up and be accountable to other people. Learn how to lose and win gracefully. I think that's really important. Being active. For my kid, he's not the best one on the field, so he's got to learn how to
Step it up, right?
if he wants to be successful, you know, in that regard. He recognizes it. He's like, I want to score a goal. I was like, dude, you got to put in the work. You got to practice. You know? Doesn't just come naturally, especially when other people are trying to keep you from doing that thing. So it just, you know, teaches them a little bit of resiliency, and you got to apply some effort.
Is he pretty fast?
No. My kid's a goofball. He literally he runs like Naruto. I'm gonna get what is that?
Naruto.
Yeah, Naruto. Yeah, he goes like that. And he runs like. He's a goofball, man. He's having fun. Yeah. He was playing goalie, and he's played the goalie a few times. And he, if they're not in front of the box, he's like spinning around and he's kicking the dirt. I'm like, hey, dude, like ball's in, man. Game's on. Yeah, he's having a good time.
So what's new with the shop these days?
Well, we are getting ready to launch a couple of things. Have we made that announcement yet? You guys I always get in trouble because I know some of the insider secrets and I don't get to
Oh, did
share
I
them all
just
the
see
time.
something up?
But we've got a really popular fragrance that everyone's been asking about. And as soon as we ran out, it was a limited release with in an oil. We worked with a really great YouTuber.
Oh wow!
And we knocked it out of the park. It was a great product, and we ran out of it, sold out. And now we are bringing it to you guys in all the versions of our products. So we're really excited about that.
Are you able to describe?
It's not in all the versions of the products yet.
We're working on it.
It's in the utility wash and softener Black Friday.
Hell yeah! So like I said, in small doses, we're gonna start bringing out those products in that particular fragrance. Some Bold Fortune. What is that? It was a little bit of cigar smoke with some leather-bound books and some whiskey. Yeah, it was one of those ones that as soon as it came out, we knew it was going to be a big hit. It was, and like I said, slowly but surely, as we fine-tune the formulas and some of the products, yes, it's going to be making it to the show.
Is it called Sex Panther? What is that?
It works 60% of the time, every time. Being that your hair is so coarse and thick, do you do any extra to keep it healthy and shiny and soft?
You know, these days, I'm leveraging whatever shampoo and conditioner my wife's buying. And I would say nothing too special, to be honest. You know, it's just a matter of styling it and keeping some shape.
Yeah. Well, you're in luck because today we're going to send you home with some of our washes and softeners.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, for hair like yours, that softener, you're going to feel a pretty immediate effect. And a little goes a long way. And as you use it more frequently, you don't have to use as much. And it'll just make you styling your hair a lot easier and more successful.
Amazing. So how do you two meet?
It's a really good question. Let's start even further than that. Beardbrand has been following great barbers around, and especially here in the Austin area, for years. They came to one of the shops I worked at and took a few videos in there, and then we reconnected at another shop that I was working at, And Sly happened to be the guy who was coordinating a lot of that. And we got to know each other. And right before the pandemic, I was looking for a spot to cut, and they had some space here at Beardbrand. We had already worked together. We had already built up a relationship. I knew that these guys were the real deal when it came to the products that they made, their mission statements, their, you know, how they thought of us barbers. And like I said, Sly was a huge part of that, and that relationship. And yeah, I was just kind of hanging out, cutting in a tiny little studio that they had as a storage room way back when, and then decided that we were gonna fucking just open up a shop in conjunction with Beardbrand. And Sly was the guy that, I mean, he was the one. I said, hey Sly, I need this, this, and this, and he was the one that made it happen.
Amazing.
Yeah, nice. And he's got a great eye for design and just the aesthetic of this place and all those things, keeping in mind the Beardbrand ethos. And he was able to tie all those things that I needed to open up a shop together with great taste and, like I said, the design and style of Beardbrand. And that was a little over 3 years ago now, almost 4.
Wow.
Yeah. And, I mean, we were cutting at the little studio pre-pandemic, and decided quite confidently to open up a barbershop with Beardbrand in the thick of it. And this is 2020. And yeah, we've been buddies ever since, man. And it's been great.
That's awesome.
So you better make me look fucking good in this video, because it's been a little while. Yeah, Sly wears many hats in this organization, and it's amazing how much he can pull off in the day. I bust his balls because sometimes he shows up midday, and I'm like, hey, nice for you to show up to work, and he's like, dude, I've been working all day, and I know he has, but you can't come to the barbershop and not get
Hayes
slam dunk on, man, every now and then. So I cut the top. I'll cross-check in just a sec. Now we're gonna tie in that parietal ridge, this little ring around the edge to the sides and top. And I like to use clipper over comb for this part of the haircut because, believe it or not, a lot of people have oddly shaped heads, and if you just run a clipper straight up the top, even if you create a plane, sometimes you can take off a little more than you intended, and it's a lot harder to put it back on and take it off. So I feel I just always have a little bit more finesse, the clipper over comb, creating some shapes, some structure.
And are these techniques that you've just kind of discovered or figured out on your own over the years, or are some of these things you've learned?
As a barber, a clipper over comb is a mainstay type of skill. And then if you watch Cisco do it, if you watch me do it, if you watch Artin, we all have a version in how we do it. But the actual implementation of just clipper over comb is, like I said, that's a mainstay technique in our toolbox. So Cisco has he does the back and forth on the comb. I like to come from the bottom and scoop up a little bit. Artin uses his hands and then just flicks it up with his finger. He kind of pushes it down with the back of his hand, and it's really cool to watch. And people just create these tendencies over time. So, granted, we all learned that the technique was important, but we all finesse it in a way that works for us more consistently. And that's what I really enjoy about our industry, that there's just a million ways to skin a cat. And even if you sat in any of these guys' chairs, you would ask for the same haircut, it would be just slightly different for each of us, and that's kind of cool. The one haircut that's fucking stupid, and all you little TikTok kids do it, God bless you, I love you guys all, but it's that haircut where it's like they put a bowl on their head and squish all the hair forward and it just kind of flips up.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that thing. Yeah, that thing. Yeah, that thing. I guess it's like a failed teen wolf, It looks like a beanie that got unraveled. That's stupid. Rock curtain bangs, man. Rock the Jonathan Taylor Thomas or the Zach Morris all day long, boys. Come on. So many times we put these videos out, we watch other videos where people, you just assume that particular client, they have such an amazing haircut, and you're just gonna knock every haircut out like that. But every client has different hair, different issues. They're doing something differently to their hair that month. They want to try something different. It's they wash it in a different way. It all affects how these haircuts come out, and I know it sounds like an excuse, but it's just like the truth. Like, so everyone's got a little bit of a different situation. So, considering all those techniques and all those issues, something that us barbers have to do every day, every haircut. A lot of the foundational things are the same, but let's face it, a lot of the barbers that we all love and adore online, they're only posting up the good stuff. And I hope that some of these guys say, "Oh no, I can do every haircut like that." Fucking prove it. One thing that I noticed about your haircut when you walked in was the length of your sideburns. And I kind of dig that right now too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, guys have been rocking some longer sideburns recently. I don't know if it's just kind of through osmosis that people are doing that, but I'm digging it. But you're also talking to a guy that used to sport like proper chops,
love
rockabilly style.
Love it.
That's me. I'm talking about me. Yeah.
You should bring that back.
I could. I'd have to shave off my beard. Imagine me just with sideburns like.
Maybe bring it tied into the handlebar mustache. That would be a good look.
You know what? That is another thing that you youngsters have been rocking, and I'm here for it. Is those quality mustaches.
As far as like a styling product for my texture hair, do you have any recommendations?
Well, I'm gonna throw some of our styling paste in there. Our styling balm is got a nice hold to it, but without leaving it crunchy. It's gonna feel really smooth as it's applied. It's not gonna be super grippy and sticky. So with hair like yours, I would imagine that throwing in a thicker product might get jammed up, and then you have trouble spreading it out, spreading the wealth. It's got medium shine, so not too concerned with that in your hair because it's so light. Sometimes people will use a very wet product, and when you apply to blonde hair or like even my hair, it'll look really shiny and almost greasy.
Okay.
It's not as much of a concern with your particular texture and color, but it's something to consider when people are applying products. So ours is right in the middle. You're gonna get a nice hold, you're gonna get a nice sheen, but without it being too crunchy or too wet looking. It's going to apply really smoothly, so it's not like a clay where, like I said, you're gonna start gripping up.
Sure.
If your hair was a little bit longer and you were wearing it a little bit wavier, I would recommend our sea salt spray.
Okay.
It's a great product. So with hair as thick as yours, you can definitely get a fat pea. So nice nickel-sized amount. And typically I would emulsify this to where it was clear and almost sticky, but with hair as thick as yours, applying it a little bit wetter is gonna glide through the hair, distribute it a little bit easier. since your hair already stays in place pretty well, pretty easily, because of that thickness, that volume, I'm more worried about just smoothing out some of those tricky hairs. If you had finer, softer hair, you want to apply it a little bit more dry so that it can hold up some of that volume, but
that's what you're saying.
That's not a concern. So once again, just like all these little things to consider when you're picking a product, you're teaching somebody how to apply it, how to achieve that look that they're going for consistently when they're at their house. Because I get a lot of guys say, man, like every time I walk out of here it looks so good, but I don't know how to recreate it.
Sure.
And once again, just understanding what kind of hair you have is going to be helpful in achieving those things.
Smells good too.
Old Money, it is our best seller for a reason. That's until we bring out that Bold Fortune, man. It's some good shit. Now give me a treat.
Tell me, what did you think of your time in the shop?
You know, consistent, I would say. That's the best way to describe it. Always consistent and very happy with the outcome.
Is there anything about this particular session that you can take away with you? Anything that stands out, anything you learned?
Yeah, you know, I think styling it, it was interesting to hear Bob talk about, you know, the product and then what type of product, but also whether to style it wet or dry based on my texture hair. That to do it a little wet is fine because I don't necessarily need the volume, and so by doing a little wet, it will disperse a little bit more evenly. And so that was pretty eye-opening, actually.
Do you think more people should come see Bob and the guys here at the barbershop?
You know, selfishly, no. I want to keep it under wraps a little bit because it's already hard enough to get an appointment with Bob. But yeah, no, everyone should meet Bob if they have an opportunity. Whether it's in the shop or just on the street, he's a great guy. And you know, the rest of the team is amazing as well.
Cool.